Yes. Oh, do you feel that warmth, that energy now rolling in your body? Now, as we move on to part 4 of our Yoga at Home series, continue to remember that all of our yoga is how you want it to be. It's your yoga, your way. Continue to remember that. You want to adapt and change everything as you see fit. So we learn how to start our breath and connect our movements. We warmed up our spine into our lower body, and then we did this dynamic flow that touched our entire body. Now we move into building this sense of strength. And yes, we're building strength throughout our practice, but this is really going to be the focus during this section or this part. Now, what do I mean by that? We're going to come into different type of shapes and hold them for a little bit longer period of time. It gives us this opportunity to connect even deeper into our breath when we feel uncomfortable. Now, it's okay to lean into uncomfortable parts of our practice, uncomfortable parts of our life. And as long as we're coming back to our breath and not attaching to maybe that negative feeling, we can start to learn and adapt in a different type of way, becoming more resilient as we move forward. So we're gonna start on our mat once again, and we'll get started. As you finish up your flow, you're just gonna come to step to the top of your mat and then take a big wide step out to face the long edge. You're gonna kind of have your toes pointing out, but it just depends on how it feels good in your body. And then just start to settle your hips down low into this horse squat, goddess squat, sumo squat, whatever you want to call it. Now as you settle in, you really want to keep your back nice and long, your chest lifted. For the first few breaths, just come hands to heart center and blink your eyes closed. With your eyes closed, you can hear your breath once again. Notice how far it's come. Is it short, raspy? Start to elongate it out. Nice deep breath. Let it go. And we've warmed up our entire body. We're going to move into this strength portion. And all that means is that we're going to hold some shapes for a little bit longer period of time. Kind of inching ourselves to our edge, that point that we kind of want to run away from the shape. And then just take a few more breaths, kind of settle into that place of uncomfortableness and really start to build strength. Really reach out with your fingertips now, sink your hips just a little bit lower. With your arms out, you want to make sure they're nice and active. Biceps, triceps kind of spiraling towards each other. You'll notice how when I let go of that, notice how this all kind of, everything falls. You want nice and tight, working the upper body and the lower body. Always come back to your breath. It's going to be the center point even more the farther and farther we get into your practice. You're going to feel your legs. They're going to start to have that little bit of fire, a little bit more heat within it. Now we won't be here forever, but longer is okay. Slowing down, feeling how the muscles feel. Make sure you're squeezing your glutes together. Inner thighs are still kind of tucking in towards each other. Quads and the outer thighs are nice and active. You can close your eyes if you'd like. Just to focus back on your breath. We don't have to do anything complex here to really build that fire within our body. We're using a lot of our low body muscles. And you'll start to feel that, even the shoulders as you hold your arms out. And you know you're gonna get to that point, you're like, oh, I don't wanna do this anymore. See if you can take at least one more breath. And then after that, see if you can take another breath in. Yeah, you got it, you got it. Take a touch lower. Notice if you're gripping with your toes. You want to be pushing down through every square inch of your foot. One more breath. Exhale, sink as low as you can. Inhale, stand all the way up. As you exhale, pivot back towards your right foot and sink into not a curtsy squat, a crescent lunge. So you have a nice long stance and you're pushing your hips down towards the mat. Hands are still high. We want to activate our upper body. It's not just about our lower body. A little time to push that heel closer towards your mat, straightening your back leg. Now you want to sink in as much as you can. Go all the way to your edge right away. Don't hold anything back. Breathe in. Yeah, breathe out. Now we shift from using both of our legs. Now you're feeling that focus all on this right leg. Squeeze tight, low belly is always up and in. You may feel those little shimmies, those little shakes. It's just your nervous system telling you that change is happening. Breathe into those spaces that are starting to feel too much heat, too much pressure. And the idea isn't to hold this perfectly forever. The idea is to listen to your body. See if you can go one more breath and then one more breath. If you can't, it's okay to drop out. Give yourself a little fold, a little wiggle. But then you want to come right back in. Again, remembering we're not going to be here forever. You find your balance once again, and you're strong and steady. I would even say you're stronger every single time you come back into your shape. Allow the sound of your breath almost to be your music. Pushing you forward, but also settling you in. So start to bend your back knee just to this low little hover. You don't want to set it down on your mat. It's going to hover. You might not even be able to see that space. You're squeezing everything super tight. 5 breaths right here. Breathe in and out. Yeah, 3 more just like that. One last inhale, look up. Exhale, drop your knee all the way down, hands come down. Straighten your right leg, just give yourself a little reprieve, a little stretch. Nose comes in, tuck and around. You might move around a little bit, no, that's okay. I'm just kind of letting go of that shape. We're gonna move that all the way to the other side. Ready, you're gonna crawl forward. Come off your back knee, inhale, open up to your big 5-pointed star once again and sink back into your horse or goddess squat. This time, bring your hands back behind you. We're just gonna do a little core crunch from side to side. Breathe in, open the elbows. Exhale, elbow to thigh or knee. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, tap it down. So sometimes we can create a little tiny movement to take our mind away from that sensation that's beginning to build in our body. But the focus should always come back to our breath. Here you go, one more time each side. Make sure you're keeping the elbows open. Chest is nice and lifted. Inhale, come back through center, open up. Then we have one more side. Exhale, turn to your left leg and sink into your crescent lunge. Nice long stance. You know it's okay to set up first and then sink in. You'll hear my breath. Allow that to feed into your own energy. You'll even see those little shakes in my body. Doesn't matter how short or how long you've been practicing yoga, you're gonna have these sensations. And we kind of have to ride this wave of the ups and downs of our practice. Some days we can hold a little longer, some days a little less, and that's okay. It's all about the practice. Do you hear how my breath is becoming more distinct? That's me funneling into it, focusing on the sound, the feeling of the breath, and sending it to those spaces I need. You can feel that inhale swirling into your body. There you go. Now slowly start to bend your back knee. Remember, it's not setting all the way down onto your mat. It's just that tiny little hover. And as you get tired, you want some of those muscles to let go. They want a reprieve, but keep squeezing everything in. The more muscles you have engaged, the more body weight each and every muscle is helping to support. Yeah, 5 more breaths. Yeah, 2 more. 1 more. Inhale, lift, lift, lift. Exhale, drop back knee down, fold it in. Yeah, it's gonna feel good. Notice if you're clenching anywhere. Oftentimes I'll clench in my jaw or pull my shoulders up. You want to relax everything. Shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. This time as you crawl back towards your left foot, you're just going to plant your hands. Take one final high to low push-up. You start in our high plank. We just allow this to clean the slate before we move into our stretch portion. Exhale, bend your elbows, lower down. Inhale, thread your chest through. You may stay here a little bit. And then eventually exhale, hips go high, back into your downward facing dog. Yes, now how do you feel? Strength for me is that harder part of practice. I am a flower. I like to move swift, I like to move quick and really dive into my breath. But when I start to slow down and really assess where I am, I do get uncomfortable. Kind of rubs me like sandpaper. I kind of want to run away. And know that that's okay. Remember, it's not about holding the shapes for the entire time. It's about learning what you can about what comes up in your body. As we learn those things, we identify normally triggers that continue to come up time and time again. And we can move through those with fluidity and with our breath. So I'm so happy you were able to join us for part 4. I want to know what kind of questions you have or comments. How did you feel? Please let me know in the comments box below. And then we'll finish up next time with part 5. We'll dive into just stretching, more the yin yoga side to balance out this yang side. So I can't wait to see you next time.